Good evening. Thanks for looking in. I'm Morella Porter. We're glad you chose Fox 10 News at 9. A murder in Mobile, unsolved for more than 4 years, finally cracked. William Anthony Hall was killed in October of 2016. Yesterday, the man suspected in his slaying arrested. A prayer answered for Hall's wife, who had a message for his accused killer.
We all loved him. We still love him. He always had a special place in our hearts. I will never forget him. He loved me. I know it without a doubt. And I loved him.
More than 4 years after Tony Hall's murder, the healing process can finally start for his wife Alice and everyone who loved him.
He loved people. He adored his family. The best husband that you could ever find. There will never be another Tony Hall.
The 62-year-old father and grandfather was shot and killed on St. Stephen's Road the night of October 14, 2016. His cold-blooded killer, not identified until now.
Prayer warriors and I have been praying for going on 5 years that he will be revealed.
Mobile police say a follow-up investigation led them to this man, 33-year-old Tenario Rouser, who they suspect killed Hall. Rouser arrested and charged with Hall's murder yesterday.
My desire in life is to save souls. And I would say to this young man, Mr. Rouser, my prayer is that he will repent. My question is why? Why would you gun down a man?
A moment Alice Hall has long prayed for.
Things go through your mind, it could have been this person or that person. You know, am I in the midst of someone that might have murdered my husband?
Through immense grief, her faith unwavering.
Unlike any weight that's been lifted off of me, and the day has come, and I'm just giving God the glory.
Hall says she's thankful for the investigators who stayed on the case all these years. She hopes her family can finally start a new chapter once Rouser is convicted. No break from the coronavirus pandemic, the U.S. recording more than 3,700 new deaths from the virus. The total number of deaths now approaching 400,000. More than 10 million people nationwide have received at least the first dose of the vaccine. However, Alabama still lags behind the rest of the country, ranking dead last in vaccinations per capita. And Mobile's first mass vaccination event took place today at the Alabama Cruise Terminal. 1,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine were given to a select group of people. Those 75 and older were first in line, and then healthcare workers and first responders followed. It was first come, first serve, and as Fox 10's Hal Shurik found out, people started lining up early.
That's right, a great turnout. More than 200 cars already lined up well before daylight this morning, some even showing up yesterday. All indications were that everything went smoothly. The Mobile County Health Department has been preparing for this all week. All those working volunteered to be here, and there were 2 practice runs earlier in the week to make sure everything went off without a hitch.
This is actually our 3rd vaccine effort this week. We have learned so much. We made so many mistakes on Tuesday and Wednesday, and if we had been making those today, we would absolutely be in a bad situation.
Those 75 and up went from 8 a.m. through 1:30 p.m. Then healthcare workers and first responders from 1:30 to 8 p.m. At the head of the line, 76-year-old Lorenzo Evans. He arrived at 2 p.m. Friday to make sure he got his shot. Why was it so important that you got here? Obviously, there's a priority for you.
Well, yes, I got a ton of grandkids and great grandkids I'd like to see. I haven't seen in over a year. So it's important for me, to be able to see them,
The line started moving promptly at 8 o'clock, and under the direction of police and health department workers, the vaccinations got underway. Those in line were glad they got an early start and said they'd like to see more events like this one.
I really wanted to get the Johnson & Johnson 1 shot, but this 2 shot we'll have to take.
I'm glad they're doing this, but they need to do a lot more of it. I mean, they need to be 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, wherever they got parked a lot, they can carry 200 or 300 or more people.
Folks I talked leaving said it went smoothly, only took 20 to 30 minutes. One thing they have to remember is to take a look at that follow-up paperwork you got at the end. It tells you when to come back and get your second round. Reporting from downtown Mobile, Hal Sherritt, Fox 10 News.
Over the Bay, the state is getting ready to start vaccinations in Daphne next week. So who can get a shot? Same requirements as Mobile apply. You must be 75 years of age or older, a healthcare provider, or a first responder. Go to the Daphne Civic Center on Tuesday and Thursday over the next 2 weeks. Registration is on site and you'll be given a time slot to come back to get your shot. Gates open at 6:30 in the morning. Vaccinations start at 9 and stop at 3. Keep in mind, supplies will be limited. The health department is anticipating about 600 vials of vaccine will be distributed the first 2 days. Count on Fox 10 News to stay on top of any developments with the pandemic and vaccination effort. We'll have all the breaking updates on air, online, and across all our social media platforms. A NASA test at Stennis Space Center didn't go quite as planned today. The Artemis core stage rocket was supposed to fire about 8 minutes, but it was automatically shut down just 1 minute into the test. There was an issue with one of the engines. The rocket test was simulating a launch. It was securely strapped into the B-2 test stand at Stennis Space Center as it generated 1.6 million pounds of thrust. Despite it not going as planned, NASA is not calling this a failure.
It is without question the amount of progress that we've made here today is remarkable. And no, this is not a failure. This is a test. And we tested today in a way that is meaningful, where we're going to learn, we're going to make adjustments, and we're going to fly to the moon.
Engineers are looking at the data, so at this point it's unclear if the test needs to be redone.
All right, hey folks, I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. I hope you had yourself a great day. It was a beautiful day, tons of sunshine, just an absolutely gorgeous day. Tomorrow we'll have a few clouds around, but still going to be another nice day. It's going to start out pretty cold. Right now temperatures are already dropping into the mid-30s in most spots. You got 34 at Evergreen, 34 in Bruton, so just a couple degrees away from freezing. Look at Crestview already now at freezing, 35 in Mobile, downtown, 44 in Fairhope. Nothing on the satellite radar. All is clear out there here for us to see. Nothing really any close by. High pressure in place across Texas. We have a nice westerly flow. Things are pretty quiet for us here. And it's going to stay that way tonight. Tomorrow morning, yeah, a few clouds begin to sneak in. So we are going to have some clouds from time to time tomorrow. So it won't be as blue skies like it was today. There will be some clouds mixed in, but it's not going to be a big deal. There's not going to be any rain with those clouds. Here's the planner overnight tonight. Going on into tomorrow morning, see those temperatures getting down to freezing and holding there tomorrow morning. So a light freeze in many areas tomorrow morning, some patchy frost as well for us across the area. So it's going to be a cold one as we get started on our Sunday. And that's obviously the #1 headline. We had that light freeze, frosty in some areas. The afternoon, passing clouds, still a bit below average, or the highs tomorrow. Then after that, we'll start to see a gradual warming trend. It's going to be gradual, but it's going to happen as we move into next week. I'll break down the details of that and let you know when our next chance of rain is coming in just a few minutes.